Still can't believe people are trying to pull this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Chris, and you might recognize me from the YouTube channel called Real Rideshare Stories. But this is the Rideshare Hub, so if you're new here, this is a channel all about being a better rideshare driver and making more money. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. But before we get started, if you've been thinking about becoming a Uber Lyft driver, make sure you click the link in the description below. All right, so let's talk about a scam that passengers are still trying to pull. And that is what happens when a passenger cancels mid-ride. So this is a scam where passengers try to avoid paying for the whole ride. So I'm going to cover what to watch out for and what to do if it happens to you. So some things to kind of look out before that scam takes place during the ride is if a passenger asks you to use a map outside of the app. Now you can use Google Maps or Waze, but make sure you're able to share the trip data when you're using another map app besides the Uber Lyft platform. When I drive for Lyft, I use the Waze map app, but the thing is the data is shared between the two. So if something happens where like the trip data is updated or if somebody cancels mid-ride, I know right away because of that. So definitely make sure you share your data between what map you're using and the app itself, just so you know if something's going on. But yeah, if somebody asks you to change or use a different map than the platform, that's a little bit of a red flag, just because Uber and Lyft, I believe, both use Google Maps. So if they ask you to use Google Map, it's the same thing. And then Waze is another platform that is able to be tied in. And like I said, I use that for Lyft, just so I know where potholes are, where cops are, all those good things. So yeah, that's a setting that you can do within the app itself. So just make sure you can do that. So another thing to look out for is if the passenger asks you to mute or turn off the navigation sound, either over the Bluetooth, the radio, like through Bluetooth, or if it's on the phone in particular. If they ask you both, it's a major red flag. So if they ask you to change the map and to turn off notifications from your phone or Bluetooth, that is something you really, really want to watch out for, just because they're setting you up so you won't realize what is going on. But yeah, you just won't know or hear if it cancels, and you won't see on the map if it cancels. So those are definitely two things to watch out for when the trip is starting or just after it starts. And like I say, I highly recommend you use the map you want unless there's an issue with it. Sometimes Uber Lyft's platform maps are down and you do have to use an outside map source. In that case, never turn off the sounds for navigation or on your phone. Always have that going so you can hear in the background if something happens. But like I say, sometimes the maps do go down or there's an issue with it and you do have to use another party. But like I said, you can share the trip data and that's a function that you can do within the app itself. So definitely check those out. All right, let's go over two scenarios on what to do if this does happen. First, if you get to your destination and you didn't realize they canceled mid-trip, so you get there and you try to hit the app and you can't end the trip, that's because they canceled mid-ride and you didn't realize it. But once you arrive and they get out of the car, call Uber or Lyft immediately and tell them that the passenger canceled mid-ride, you didn't realize, and then you still drove them to their final destination. They should be able to adjust the fare to pay you for the completed fare. If there was any tolls or anything like that, make sure you say that as well, including what it was, just so you do get the proper pay that you're supposed to. And then if you have GPS, like where it's tracking either via a dash cam that has that in it, or like a mileage tracking app, it's very good to make sure that you have that data handy in case you do need it. Same thing with any dash cam footage. Most of the time it's not going to be asked for, but if it does, you have it on hand and it's great to have. Now, Don't let that scenario happen for a few reasons. I'll tell you that in just a quick minute. Now, the second scenario is when you immediately notice that the passenger canceled mid-ride. When that happens, pull the car right over and kick them out. Guess what? Ride is over. You're not a passenger anymore. So they're out. Bye-bye. Adios. If you continue the ride and something does happen, like you get into an accident or anything like that, you could be liable. Your personal insurance will doubtfully cover you because you were technically in the middle of a ride in their eyes. In Uber or Lyft's eyes, you're not in a ride anymore, including your own. You should be realizing you are not in a ride anymore. That passenger canceled mid-ride. Guess what? Pull over, kick them right out. If this happens, also call Uber or Lyft immediately and tell them that the passenger canceled mid-ride while the ride was happening. If you do pull over, also make sure it is in a safe area. Don't just pull over in the middle of a highway or something like that. Pull over maybe to like the nearest gas station or something, but try to get over immediately as quick as possible. Closest parking lot, whatever it is, but get them out of your car. And if you pull over to kick them out and they refuse to get out, this is when you get to have a little bit of fun. You get to call the police and have them deal with it. Definitely call emergency services through the app. So either Uber or Lyft know that emergency services were called. And then also follow up with calling Uber or Lyft and letting them know what happened. So yeah, that's definitely something that does happen. It doesn't happen often, but you want to make sure you are aware of it when it does happen, if it happens, and you can take care of it. So now I have a question for you has this ever happened to you? Having a passenger cancel mid-trip? If so, what happened, what led up to it, and what did you do? Comment below and let us know. Wrapping up, stay in control of your car and don't let passengers walk all over you. If you see them cancel mid-ride, simple enough, kick them out, call the company, and move on to the next ride. Also, make sure to check out my channel called Real Rideshare Stories, where we do a lot of fun, different things within the rideshare industry, where we actually have rideshare rides so you can see what's going on. Also, different tips and tricks for both passengers and drivers. And we just started doing The World's Worst Rideshare Driver, which is a funny series where we have our fun rideshare driver, Joe. So make sure you check that out. So this is the end of the video for the Rideshare Hub. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, give a good thumbs up. Again, comment below if anything's ever happened to you like that. What was the story? What did you do? How did you handle it? And if you've been thinking about becoming a Uber or Lyft driver, again, make sure you click the link in the description below. This has been another episode of the Rideshare Hub. See you next time.